A lot has changed since March of last year with the whole COVID crisis. We now have 2 vaccines, we have booster shots, we know a lot more about how to treat it. And so here's my question: why are we still treating people who test positive but have vaccines the same as people who test positive but don't have vaccines? Today, here's very simple. If you test positive for COVID, whether you're vaccinated or not, they tell you have to isolate no less than 10 days. And that just makes no sense. We need to treat people differently. We know that if you're vaccinated, you're probably not going to have symptoms. You're less infectious. The research has showed that. And you clear the disease much faster than people that are not vaccinated. Number 2, we're going to have a major problem on our hands. We have this new variant out there. It's very contagious. It's doubling every day. What are we going to do? We already have a labor crisis, right? So what are we going to do when suddenly thousands and thousands of workers all become infected at the same time or within the same period of time, and thousands and thousands of vaccinated, asymptomatic workers have to sit at home for 10 days and not work? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to have to temporarily close restaurants and businesses. We're going to have to wait outside at the supermarket because they don't have enough employees, so they can only let in 10 people at a time. We're going to have to cancel flights and strand people all over the country because 10 or 30 or 50 of the airline pilots all tested positive at once, or a flight crew tested positive at once. We're going to have to close ICU units because 19 nurses in the ICU all tested positive and are all in a 10-day period. It's going to be total chaos. Look, the NFL just changed their rules. And the NFL, they're now saying if you're asymptomatic and fully vaccinated, you can get out and you can end your isolation as soon as you have 1 negative test. And there are universities out there that are already starting to do that as well through their research pilot programs and the like. We're going to have to begin to learn to live with COVID because we can't afford to melt down our economy. And so I'm writing a letter to the CDC to ask them to revisit these guidelines that they're putting out there because they make no sense.